Hello. Welcome in to Alkash, Sir Khalid, Dan and Milo, and Havor. Leaky. Hello. Today we have two games. We're going to be splitting after the break. We're starting up with, now I'm going to butcher this completely, so please forgive me. Two Falls, Nishu Takuashina. It is a game developed and published by Unreliable Narrators, which is a really delightful name for a company, I have to say. It's the first game that they've brought out on Xbox. And it came out on the 2nd of May, 2025. Thank you to them, Unreliable. Thank you to the aforementioned developer and publisher, Unreliable Narrators, for the code for this game to play today. Also, it is an ID at Xbox game, and we do have a copy of this available on the list. So, Two Falls is a first-person single-player, narrative-driven experience that presents contrasting perspectives on French and Indigenous first encounters. So, we are preparing to be schooled. Be prepared to face the dangers of Canadian wilderness and to make choices that could affect your characters. We explore the 17th century Canadian wilderness in this 3D linear game and experience intertwining the journeys of Jean, a French king's daughter stranded far from the French colonies, and Maiken, a young Innu hunter trying to uncover what is disturbing his native forest and land of ancestors. As you play through Two Falls, you'll uncover the distinct realities. Let me just load this up, actually. You don't want to learn on a weekend? Oh no. But it's pretty! Look how pretty it is. So, as you play through Two Falls, you'll uncover the distinct realities and cultures of Jean and Maiken, each with their unique perspectives on life. With two distinct artistic and musical directions, you'll interpret the events from their points of view and discover that a single event can have a vastly different meaning for each character. Ooh. While it follows a linear path, your choices and actions within the game will have an impact on how they evolve throughout their journey. Oh, we like this. This has consequences. As they come to terms with the upheaval of their familiar world, you'll feel their struggles and triumphs in a deeply immersive experience. So there are 12 achievements, all of which are obtainable. Looking at sort of 4 to 5 hours for the complete experience by the looks of it. This game is also available on PC and PlayStation. We're playing on Xbox today. There is no truth, there is only perception, is the tagline. Which is really quite poignant, I think. So yeah, it originally came out on PC in November 2024, and I believe it came out on console together at the beginning of May. What else do I need to tell you about the game? Other than I'm looking forward and 425. Dan, stop being silly for once. Wow, there is like an exceptional settings menu here. Alright, I'm just gonna turn the music down just a fraction so that we can hear the voice better. Text of language English, subtitles on, backdrop color black, show hints, show reticle. Where is the... Can I have the subtitles big? Where's the big? Motion blur is off because motion blur makes us nauseous. Okay. Right, new game. Let's get on with it. Episode 1. Takuashina. The weather signals the coming of autumn. Takuashina. Something like that. Hopefully they'll tell us how to say these things. Voiced. Let me just turn up game volume. Nouvelle France? 1665, the coast of the St. Lawrence village, 2 hours after the sinking of l'Intrépide. But yeah, I want to learn on the weekends.
France, they called us Filles du Roi, daughters of the king. Most of us came here to start over, to live new lives, better lives, far from Europe's cruelty. All I found was death.
Wow. It's okay, puppy saved you.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Ooh.
Good boy.
We pet the puppy. I don't think we get an achievement for that, though.
Did you drag me back to shore? Where's everyone else? Is...
Oh,
Oh no.
I'm thinking everyone else is dead.
Hélène? Hélène, where are you? Thérèse! Marie! Anyone?
Shipwrecked. Oh dear. But saved by... I want to say Saint Bernard? But I'm not very
That's
good
right.
with dog breeds.
We can't be the only ones. We can't be. Come on, boy. Let's look for survivors.
For survivors.
Did you find something? The captain's eau de vie. Your owner must be close.
Oh, it's the captain's dog.
Almost empty.
This is set in France.
Was he
No.
drinking when the storm hit?
It's not set in France. Canadian wilderness. 17th century Canadian wilderness. I'd forgotten about my French gaming week. A bit small for... Okay. Let the dog take a sniff.
Here. Can you pick up the captain's scent? Ugh, that reeks. Can't believe sailors fought over this.
French bit of Canada. I mean, not
Forget it.
necessarily.
Let's
Just
just
that
keep looking.
France had sent some people over.
Is anyone out there? It's me, Jeanne.
Catherine's Bay. Oh, wrong button. Oh my gosh, there's like a whole ass journal. Oh, I love this. Hi, Hara. Okay, St. Catherine's Bay, the site of the Intrépide's fateful accident in the place where I first set foot in Nouvelle-France. I mean, possibly, you know, what becomes French, sort of Canadian French type area. I need to... When is the French thing? When am I supposed to be doing French week? I vaguely remember a discussion, but in true Joe fashion, I didn't write it down, and therefore it has gone from my brain. I forget why we were doing it as well. Do you remember which stream we were talking? Oh, for Bastille Day. Okay, which is... It's fine, I just should write the damn things down, and then I won't forget. Why were we doing it for Bastille Day? There was a reason. July 14th is a Monday. Is Bastille Day. But yeah, so why were we doing... I remember the conversation. I remember comments about someone saying July 4th, and I'm like, is that Bastille Day? Why were we talking about French Week? Oh, no, I'm writing down French Week in my to-do list, so I actually remember it. Which game it was, but it was French. Okay. Let me just get distracted and try and figure out what the heck it was I was playing. I mean, was it Clair Obscur? Expedition 33, because that is very French. But I can't remember why then we were talking about having a whole French week. I mean, I'm not against a whole French week, but I figure I should probably plan it because you don't think it was Expedition. Oh God, what else have I played that's French? I was going to say, I don't think that one was the obvious French one. I have to go back and look at the chat. What have I got on my glasses? Navigate smudge right in my reading vision. Bear with me a moment, and then I will read about St. Catherine's Bay. Okay, well, I'll go back and track down the chat because I actually need to plot that one if it's going to be in July. This one, because it was direct from the publisher, it had a time limit on it for being able to count as having done it. And yeah, July is too late for this. Plague Tales or Doreen. Well, this one's not French. It's Canadian. What's the difference? Okay. I used to think the New World would look something out of a fairy tale, but my first nights on that beach felt like something that had crawled straight out of my nightmares. The stony shores were sharp as fangs, and the winds felt loud as distant screams. Worse yet, every time I peered into the forest, I could see something moving in the shadows, stalking me, hunting me. I began to understand why the king's men paid for us to come here. So this was a place of one of the first treaties. I remembered saying I've already finished Doin, so that's not going to work. I will have a look through French developed or set in France or French Canadian games, and I will make a list of ones that are feasible because I haven't started them already. I mean, we could continue playing this one, but I've got such a big backlog. I've got 200 games on my backlog at the moment. I'd rather do new ones, except maybe I'll make an exception for Plague Tale because you keep wanting me to go back to that one. You will research properly. Okay, fine. But I do have a whole list for you. Start with the list in my stream, already in my streams. Only 200. Well, that's of promo games. And that's because I've sort of already done quite a lot of promo games. So where's my numbers? Yeah, so I have 189. Okay, no, that's because that's not got this week's on. So about 200. I've streamed 284 from the ID list. Probably more like 350 promo games, so 200 left. It's pretty good going. I get more each week because there's so many good games, which is why we tend to do 2 in a stream at the weekend, or 3 if we can, if they're smaller. This one's not small. So an hour and a half, if I stop yattering, should be sufficient to give an idea of what it looks like. Okay, so we've got Jean. Right, in the mid 1600s, Nouvelle France's unmarried men outnumbered women in a rate of 15-1, a disparity which severely stifled the colony's growth. So to remedy the situation, King Louis XIV began recruiting filles du roi, literally daughters of the king. These unmarried common-born women, typically orphans of young widows living in poverty, were recruited with the purpose of marrying colonists and bearing many children. So they were basically prostituted by the king. Great, that's wonderful. Okay, promised better lives. Was given a free trousseau for clothing, ship fare, and even a wedding dowry. And over 200 emigrated in only 30 years, rectifying the colony's birth rates. Wonderful. Still, forced process slavery, basically. Though I suppose they were paid for it, but enforced prostitution. I swear I just clicked on the dog. I wanted to read about the dog. Playful, cuddly dog. Okay. Okay. English Shepherd. Okay. It's an English Shepherd. Right. Not a Saint Bernard. Okay. I don't know enough about dogs, as I said. Cool. Ooh, history. That's the one I want. Oh, and we've got Codex for Jean and Maiken, which we've not met. Who we've not met yet. Alright, exit the Codex, please.
Ugh. Everything's gone rancid.
But yeah, so yeah, we will do you know, Bastille Day, Bastille Week. We'll have French Week.
Oh no.
That doesn't look good.
God. That's so much blood. I don't even want
it's
to
not really.
think about what happened.
Someone whacked their head, probably. Scalp wounds bleed like nobody's business.
Our Lord who art in heaven, grant me courage to... My rosary. Where's my rosary? It has to be here. It has to be somewhere. It has to.
We can do it for every country of Europe.
Please.
I mean, we could.
Love this too.
You know, I will say, you know,
this is Hélène's.
it's a lot of planning.
But it's all... No, she can't be.
I mean, there is a small chance, you know, you're going to find a dead body. It's more like the sea's taken everybody. There is an even smaller chance you're going to find an alive body.
Hello?
Oh, there's a big bit of shit there.
Me? Anyone?
I mean, you and the dog made it. That's good odds, but...
You found him.
Oh dear. He looks a bit smushed.
He's gone. They're all gone. Why, God? Why take them? Why leave me alone again? A Bible.
Soggy Bible. Okay, I'm gonna use it to offer prayers for the fallen. Okay, choose wisely. Okay, well,
Lord,
apparently we're more dogmatic. I don't think that's
grant
good.
me courage to face this on my own and protect me from evil. Carry the lost to the land which you swore to their fathers and give them peace. Amen.
I'm not sure becoming dogmatic. You
I
any
know,
of...
boy.
I mean, I'm assuming that...
I know.
Do I have any of the Asterix games?
Come on.
No.
We need to
don't
get
think so.
help. I don't know how far Quebec is, but...
Oh. We are growly.
Easy.
Why are we growly?
Easy.
I mean, Asterix and
Something's out
Obelix are very French. What? Belgium? I mean, Tintin is... I think Tintin is Belgian. Specifically. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got 200 games because that's the limit on TA.
Are more than hunting grounds. They're bridges to our past. There, I walk the paths of my ancestors, track the same prey, cross the same rivers. But that day, the past felt distant.
Got a list on TA of games that I've got in promo at the moment, but
I needed to know why.
It ran out of space.
More frostbitten flowers. Wind's colder too. Good. Still on the right track.
And there's one for my ones that I would prefer to play on my alt as well. Okay. Holy scriptures. I'll be honest. Not really a religious person. Alright. Ooh, my camera. Great-grandfather always told me that the ways of the Innu are founded on respect and shared knowledge, not just of the territory we inhabit or the lessons passed down by our ancestors, but of each other. No matter the hardship faced or the harm done, forgiveness will teach better lessons than hatred and keep our home and place the beauty of life. I believe in those lessons, I truly do. I just worry they won't be enough to let me trust the white man. I have seen what they are capable of, felt the pain they've caused my home, shed tears over the wounds they left, and I need to do everything in my power to stop more of those tears flowing. Okay, hailing from the Quebec-Labrador area, Innu are nomadic hunter-gatherers with deep spiritual ties to their territory and affinity for humour in their stories. This trait led anthropologist Serge Bouchon to call them the laughing people, though the word Innu actually means free man in their native tongue. Traditional Innu life relies on a cycle of travel that matches the cycle of seasons. In autumn, they stock up on lard and meat by hunting bears as they track caribou. In winter, they hunt caribou for food, clothes, tools, and more. Come spring, they head back south to gather with other families, feasting on migrating geese and salmon while they travel. Finally, summers are for celebration. Fresh food is abundant, weddings are held, and supplies for fall are gathered. It seems like a really beautiful way of life, living off the land, not taking more than its bounty allows. Oh, he's a medicine man. Oh. Elders are not necessarily elderly. I like that. They are esteemed. Yeah.
Whole forest feels off today. The animals must fear that chill in the air, too. Maybe great-grandfather was right. Maybe this cold really is driving the caribou away. But then, what drove this cold here?
We're just gonna see. Just opened completely the wrong game. Hang on. Because their site doesn't. The site doesn't work. But I wonder where they're from. If there's anything in the press kit. Oh, awards and nominations. Ooh. It's got some seriously good accolades. Press release. Ooh, fact sheets. Okay. No, I want to know about them. Oh, there we go. The development team includes many indigenous creators, including the composer, art director, actors, and screenwriter. The project is also supported by a council of Innu and Wendat elders and other indigenous partners who ensure that the Innu culture, traditions, and legends of these people are respected. They provide guidance to ensure the respectful and authentic representation of Innu culture, traditions, and legends. That's really good. Ooh, is that a valid website? Sorry, I just want to find out, like, where the devs are based. But native people have been involved. Oh, now it loads. Excellent. It's about indigenous peoples made in collaboration with indigenous creative minds. So that's good. Ooh. The writer is an anthropologist and novelist by trade. Cool. Well, I think that is sufficient for me to be like, cool. We are being respectful and thus learning stuffs. I like learning stuffs. Wow, it's pretty. But that looks really gross. Is that oil? Oh no, someone's just been...
Sap hasn't thawed. This is recent. Need to be careful.
Did someone explode the tree? I like learning stuff in games. I like it when people put their culture into games and I can learn stuff about it because, you know, games are a really good medium for that.
Frost alone can't cause damage like this. Something else tore through here. Something big. No sign of prints, though. A lot of crows out today. Great-grandfather said they act as guides in times of hardship and signal shifts in nature's cycles. Can't tell if that's a good sign or not right now.
Crows. Great grandfather knows so many stories about Crow, I struggle to remember them all. Often he's a scavenger who ensures the continuation of nature's cycle by eating carrion others leave behind. He's also a trickster, shapeshifter, and a thief, challenging that cycle to teach us lessons. Sometimes he's a messenger between humans and the dead, ensuring you can feel close to the departed in times of hardship. Other nations even say he helped the Creator make our world by bringing down the sun. Whatever the story, Crow follows in our footsteps, searching for opportunities to feed, reminding us where we came from, no matter how long the journey. That lesson alone makes me welcome the sound of his call. Native nations consider crows welcome, symbols of transition. I like that. You know. Aha.
Fresh tracks. 2 sets. But
What
these
Our
weren't
Lady,
made
then?
by Innu moccasins. White men. Why are they here?
I mean, causing havoc, destruction, and, you know, general chaos, subjugation of native peoples, claiming land that isn't their own. General not goodness. This is pretty. Look at the mushrooms.
Oh no!
That's blood.
What have you done? What have you done to our home?
Don't know. Tautusak. Place my family calls home, the path to our ancestral hunting grounds. It names means bosom, and we call it this way because of the 2 round hills on its western coast. I mean, sure. A fitting name for these fertile lands where Mother Earth nourishes us all. Here ice from river fjords travels downriver, and we harpoon the seals that rest upon it. Here we hunt geese returning home in spring, following the water to hunt autumn caribou up north. Here I follow the paths my ancestors have walked and forge new ones for those who will outlive me. Here the white men have settled, begun their trades, built their colonies. With each passing year we feel their presence stretch a little further. And Mother Earth's bosom nourishes us less and less. The first trading outpost in Nouvelle-France was established here back in 1599. Founders hoped this prime location at the confluence of the Saguenay and Saint Lawrence rivers, the intersection of many native territories, would greatly benefit the fur trade. Yeah, just doing white man things. Yeah.
No use. The wood's too wet.
Mm-hmm.
Dead branches from the forest might work better. But... Lord, I pray for your protection. You are my hiding place. Under your wings, I find refuge.
I mean,
Protect me.
that's
Please.
not really going to be much good.
You're getting cold too, huh?
His eyes.
Boy.
Team.
I know, boy. I miss them too. At least we have each other.
We're petting the puppy.
I guess we... What's wrong?
Fire.
What is that thing?
It's got fire, so it's hardly going to be...
Is it searching the wreckage? Oh God. We can't let it see us.
More manipulative? How does that make me manipulative by going slow and quiet? Certainly odd choices.
Boy, no. Just stay, please. Please, don't. Boy, no.
It's obviously
God, it's coming.
Man,
What do I do?
I'm going to see anything
What
that
do I
has
do?
fire.
God, I'm begging you. Don't let this happen. Please, please don't let me die.
What the? Jesus Christ. You're a long way from home, little lady. Good boy. Where are the others hiding?
There are no others. It's just us.
You serious? God damn it. So much for finding help. I take it you've been freezing all night, huh? You know how to sew, girl?
Huh?
Sewing. You know, with needles and thread and shit. Know how?
Yes, I do.
Finally, a bit of luck. So, I can't exactly take care of this on my own. But I can trade you a fire for a couple of stitches. Sound fair?
I mean, asking someone if I can trust them... Headstrong.
How do I know you'll keep your end of the bargain?
Easy. You don't. But unless you feel like waiting for someone else to show up, I suggest you make do with me.
And that's how I met Pierre. The man who saved my life. The man who started all of this.
Saved your life? I mean, the dog saved your life, thank you very much. Apparently I'm doing commentary today.
A
Vaguely
good friend once
sarcastic
told me,
commentary.
never let fear or hate prevent understanding. But that day, I didn't want to understand.
Capitan. The dog's name.
I wanted to wake up from a nightmare they created. Oh, that stench. Rotting meat?
Phileas.
No!
That's
I'd
a
seen
baby.
death before, but this was something else.
Sorry,
Something
you
worse.
get a skinned animal? Oh, Labrador wolf. Great grandfather once told me that the wolves in I can't read that because the font is weird. Tutuskak are unlike those from the west. They hunt in large packs, are hardier than other breeds, and better suited to the cold or rugged terrain of our homeland. That was a wolf, and that had been skinned, but then they left the meat because wolves are predators, meat eaters, and literally the only reason to kill them is either self-protection or for the fur, which is just rude. Though we do not hunt them, they remain a sacred part of our home, and their lives deserve the same respect as any in your persons. That, he says, is why my parents named me after them, so that I might share their resilience, their sense of community, and never forget how important my homeland is to me. The moment I saw the white wolf's butchered remains, I couldn't help but worry for that part of myself that died alongside it. Labrador wolf is a genus native to the Tadoussac region. It is endangered. The lullaby. Can sail without the wind. Cool. Okay. I don't want to look at the wolf. Don't make me look at the wolf.
His remains were gaunt, like he'd been starving. Yet the white man hadn't eaten a single scrap of him.
I just want the fur.
His snow-white fur had been hacked off, not skinned.
Oh, they hadn't even... That's just wasteful.
I could taste his agony amid the stench, see it in his eyes. His spirit was crying out in pain, begging to be freed from that decaying prison.
Apologies for people coming in at this moment. This is not
It felt as
pleasant.
if his killers wanted to hurt him, even in death.
I need to do something.
I have to warn great-grandfather. He'll know how to fix this. Maybe there's still some way to honor the wolf's death and... Huh?
I feel like that burying the heart is returning it to Mother Earth. Something like that. But yeah. Fur's been hacked off and not even skinned. I mean, that's just terrible. Well, there's a tent. 2 tents. There's potentially 3 tents, but They've left a mess. Please tell me
He's
that.
dead.
What's with the weird frost effect?
Huh. He froze to death, but it wasn't slow or gradual. More like he was mauled by cold.
I mean, that's not trusting.
I'm sorry. You don't deserve this any more than the wolf does. A hunter told me
Compassion does
white men
not
do
make
this to
me
help the dead rest.
naivete.
I hope it makes your journey easier.
You know, closing his eyes indicating compassion is
That's
not.
odd. His moccasins are gone. Stripped bare and left behind, just like the wolf.
It could be
Someone
streaming
else was here.
what's football.
And he
I
robbed
don't
this
do
man.
football. Don't do
Why?
football.
What kind of mantush defiles his brother instead of burying him?
I mean, there are
Still
several
a few
answers to that
embers.
question.
Fire's been out for a day, at most. The other man left a lot of supplies behind. Probably because he had to.
Simple tent made by stones, anchoring a piece of cloth over a rope between two trees. Where's the tree?
That's some serious frost damage.
How cold is
Whatever
it?
did this must have done the same to him.
Wow.
A tanning rack. Must have been used for the wolf's fur.
They made a hacky
it's
great
gone now.
mess.
Likely taken by the other man.
Hacky great mess.
He looted the camp, left his friend's body laying here, and ran off with the white wolf's hide. Now then, where did he go?
Did he leave any tracks?
Prints are deep, spaced far apart.
Running?
He ran.
I'm no tracker. But the character might be. But even I can manage to follow footprints if there are some.
Left behind some belongings, but no sign of the white pelt. Still, for him to just drop all this?
Littering. Oh,
Fresh blood. Froze before it could dry. It's just like what killed the dead man. Great-grandfather was right. Our elders once spoke of a winter spirit who lashes out when nature is defiled. Should its anger go unappeased, frigid weather would follow, causing countless deaths. I had to find the one who did this, retrieve the white fur he had stolen, lay the dishonored wolf to rest, and fast. Or else, the coming winter would be my people's last.
there needs to be a balance. You break the balance and it fights back. One year, when great-grandfather was a child, our community was stricken by the worst winter you knew of ever known. Snow fell before autumn leaves turned yellow. Ice tore apart full-grown trees. Hardy animals froze to death, and spring arrived in a time we normally welcomes summer. This, the elders said, was the work of the winter spirit. Though it is not evil, it is a fierce protector, a trickster who teaches harsh lessons to those who indulge in greed, dare take nature for granted, or believe themselves superior to it. How the spirits will punish these heartless white men, I do not know, but the consequences of their actions start to harm everyone upon this land. Nothing is done to right their wrongs. One thing white man can't seem to understand is this land does not belong to anyone. We belong to it. The reason Inu live in harmony with nature and the reason nature continues to offer us so many resources is because we treasure every part of it, treating every living thing with the utmost respect. That way there will always continue to be resources worth treasuring in the future, be they plants or animals. This is why the poacher's actions were so heartless, hacking apart an animal only to leave the corpse behind, lying there, teeming with maggots. It's the same as defiling the remains of his own family or the future of his children. And something tells me he'd stoop to that if it meant using his own... sating his own greed. Yep. Balance. It's like Narnia with evil greed. I mean... You know, not saying no, but... That was more of a fairy tale
The
Christmas.
other girls told me stories about men like him. Called them swashbuckling heroes. Men who could conquer the new world's wilds and beasts. But well, my first impression of Pierre was that he was a wild beast.
I meant the
all
more there's a
done.
difference.
Don't strain or the stitches might break.
Much obliged.
Narnia was very fairy tale.
Still can't believe you thought I was a werewolf, though.
Anyone would be scared if they saw a giant brute skulking in the dark like that.
Relax. I'm just teasing. Still, after hearing that story, you're luckier to be alive than I thought. You, have my condolences, though. Lost a friend myself not long ago. I know it ain't easy. For what it's worth.
Thank you. I know they're at peace in his kingdom now. But none of them deserve this.
New World's a harsh
I made
place,
one
yeah.
decision and now I'm dogmatic.
Lots out here can
Vex.
kill. And ain't much will warn you before trying. My line of work taught me that, at least.
Your job brought you all the way out here?
Us traders gotta trek pretty far east to find furs these days. Ain't easy work, but it's decent money. And decent money's
Find.
about all I can hope for.
Find.
I was hoping to find more before turning back, but something ain't right with these woods. It's like every damn tree is breathing down my neck.
Because you violated the
Sooner I'm
woods.
back in Quebec, sooner I sleep with both eyes closed.
You're headed for Quebec? Oh, thank you, God! This is perfect. You can take me with you.
You kidding? No way in hell I'm doing that. Hike from here to Quebec takes weeks, woman. And I'm already lugging twice the load I oughta. Having you to worry about on top of that would be a goddamn death sentence.
I could help.
Do you have any idea what you're saying? I won't survive here all alone.
Shipment of soldiers, Carignan Salière or some shit, ought to sail by here in about a week. Wreckage this size is easy to spot.
Take it to
So
Quebec.
signal them clearly. They'll probably stop to sail you home.
Probably? You want me to wait here alone, on the off chance the military maybe stops to help me? If they don't stop, I'll die, Pierre.
Look, I get your point, but it's still safer here than out there, okay?
Oh yeah? Then stay with me. We can both take the ship home.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Why not?
Why? Doesn't matter. Point is, you can't come with me. End of story.
Are you trying to use me as bait?
Beg pardon?
You said the woods weren't normal. Like something in there was stalking you. And you're asking me to stay here, even though something like that is out there. If If you're not trying to abandon me so I get eaten first, it doesn't show.
I know you're scared, but your odds won't be better by coming with me. There's carnivores out there, Jeanne. Iroquois, lawbreakers, you name it. There's too many things I can't protect you from, especially when I can barely protect myself. Stay here, and there's a chance you die, yeah. But come with me, and you're sure to die.
You don't know what I'm capable of.
All the more reason not to take a risk and find out.
What if
That
I
ask
say
is-
no and follow you
There's an
anyway?
axe.
You can't
Axe
exactly
there.
stop me from trying, can you?
Grab the axe.
You really want to test my patience, little lady? 'Cause I don't got much left.
And what if me following you wouldn't become a problem?
The hell are you getting at?
If I keep up with you without becoming a burden, you won't waste time worrying about me. Meaning, I won't test your patience at all. In fact, I'll make your life easier. All I do is follow. Nothing else. Unless you ask.
And if you do wear my patience out?
Leave me behind and forget me. Whether you do it now or in 2 days doesn't change much.
You're dead set about tagging along, aren't you?
I don't want to be alone, Pierre. I really, really don't.
This thing's already full as hell. And I, ain't supposed to strain, apparently. So, if we stock up on meat, fur, firewood, I can't be the one carrying it. Still think you'd keep pace with extra baggage?
Yes, of course.
Got ourselves a deal then, Miss Angelier. Here's hoping you keep your end of it.
I will, Pierre. Thank you.
Okay. We've
Better
got
hit the hay.
ourselves.
Tomorrow's
traveling
gonna
partner.
be a long day. And this'll be a cold night. Gotta make
sure you
both
bank
count
the fire.
if we plan on making it to Quebec before either get colder.
Colder than this?
Yep. Come winter, that whole river is gonna be frozen solid. End to end.
Great.
Boop-a-doo. She could do with a coat.
Here. Friend of mine bagged this one. Always said he'd rather own fur this white than sell it. But, well, he ain't around
Oh,
no
no.
more.
He's
So
gonna put her in
someone may as well
danger.
put it to use for him. This is the most expensive pelt I've got, girl. And unlike him, I plan on making good money off it. You keep it safe, I keep you safe. Got it?
Got it.
There's blood on it. We got the credits. Well, no, sorry. We got the title sequence. Yeah. Not sure how to feel about Pierre. I mean, that just about sums it up. Really. Quebec. People in France say Quebec is like a fortress built atop rocky cliffs that twinkle like diamonds, that nowhere, not even Versailles, has more prosperous bounties of silk soft furs, that its winters are so cold they freeze the blood in your veins. Vicious natives attack the walls night and day without mercy. But even peasant women can live free within these walls. Hey, Mr. Cornus! If they are strong and determined. Most people wouldn't dream of coming here, but I give everything back home for a chance to make Quebec my home. There I could be anything. A teacher, a caretaker, maybe even a nun. Pray to survive long enough to find out what I'll become. Derived from the Algonquin word Quebec, meaning where the river narrows, Quebec was formerly known as Stadacona, a vast Haudenosaunee village and major point of contact between indigenous nations. In 1535, French explorer Jean Cartier discovered Stadacona, using the village as a hub to chart the region's commercial potential. In doing so, he propagated illness, killing many Haudenosaunee. Furthermore, Cartier kidnapped villagers before departing, hoping they might convince King Francis I of this new world's untapped wealth. But these prisoners never returned home and perished in France. In 1608, colonial administrator Samuel de Champlain returned to Stadacona only to find it deserted and destroyed. Presumably epidemics culled the Haudenosaunee numbers so dramatically they could no longer repel neighbouring warbands. Seeing the area's rocky bluffs and strategic location as assets, Champlain established a trading post upon Stadacona's ruins, eventually transforming it into Nouvelle-France's first true city. Settlement soon became the target of vicious Haudenosaunee raids, which lasted several decades. I should bloody well hope so. Come over and steal people's lands. Especially then complain about stuff. Oh, hello. Okay. Episode 2. Okay. Got the codec. We've seen all the stuff. Alright. Nishu Takuashina. Fall's Beginnings. I don't know how many episodes there are, but we got a bloop. I just realised we got a bloop. Complete episode 1. Oh, we can have a quick look at the achievements. Episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, episode 7. Do you have a bone? Take a break to pet Captain. Okay. Give me an option 2 and I'll definitely pet the dog. Though that is a Z achievement. That is, So there are seven episodes. I do want to start the episode. I also just really need to... Ooh, there are lots of people watching. Okay. I'm not going to stop here, but I am just going to briefly disappear for like a minute and a half. I'll be right back. Disappeared. I'm back now. Sorry. Been hydrating. And apparently that doesn't care that it's not time for a break yet. So yeah, coast of the St. Lawrence River. But yeah, we've got 2 games today, but I'm not ready to finish this one. 3 days after discovering the White Wolf's remains. Excuse me.
Good. These are definitely his tracks. Seems he headed for the bay. I'll be back soon, great-grandfather.
We're following the trail of Pierre.
Whoa. That's too big to be an Arwal corpse.
No,
What
that is a
happened
ship.
here? Looks like the marks our hunters leave when they drag caribou through snow. But whoever did this was dragging something else.
That was where the corpse of the captain was. And there's the fire that they sat
Another
at.
campfire. Still a few embers. The thief didn't leave long ago. Didn't leave alone either. Too small to be a wolf. Maybe a coyote.
The
Why would
puppy.
one come this close to a fire?
He's puppy.
These tracks aren't his. Too slender. Different kind of moccasins. A woman, maybe? Maybe they had something to do with what got dragged off the beach.
You don't have a jump, so I can't climb over the... Buried this one.
Wait, is that? Did he dig it? If so, maybe I misjudged him? I mean, he did take the wolf's pelt, but... Fur traders. Just like the ones I found back home. Maybe they know something about the thief I'm after. There's a chance they're not all bad, and I could use the help.
That's not how we want to be trusting.
Excuse me! You there! I come in peace! They're trying to kill me! I have to.
Red, you can come out. My partners will not shoot again.
He speaks Innu?
These men mistook you for a grave robber. If you come out and agree to speak with me, I'll convince them you mean no harm. You have my word.
Oh, monsieur. C'est un enfant.
Thank you for your trust. Now, why don't we give this greeting another try?
Muskets. Called like thunder or a spitting boulder. No wonder there was so much blood. Muskets. Flintlock muskets were single-shot rifles integral to the survival of Nouvelle France's colonists. Okay. They had a fatal design flaw. Reloading was tedious and often dangerous. Well, I mean, you're basically carrying around a small cannon. Maybe we can get 2 chapters in. It depends on how long the chapter is. Pretty. I mean, the visuals in this are stunning. The aesthetic is interesting.
All this for a white pelt? Quite the unbelievable journey, my gun.
Unbelievable? As in, you don't believe me?
I mean,
Okay.
your winter spirit sounds different from the one I've heard of. But I can't deny the cold. And I don't know many Innu who'd come this far just to lie. Still, your name means wolf, and you're after a wolf's pelt? Quite the coincidence. Come with me.
Hi, Lady McGree. You enjoyed this game? Yeah. I mean, I'm enjoying this
See,
game as much
if
as you
your
could
poacher
enjoy
was heading west,
a game
he
about
probably
destroying
plans
other
to sell
people's
the fur at
civilizations, but
He butchered that animal just to line his pockets?
most likely.
it is definitely...
Frenchmen pay good money for white pelts like that. Once sold, getting it back will be impossible.
No! If even worse happens to the wolf's remains, the spirit will...
Breathe, my gun. His tracks were fresh. He can't be that far. Give us a moment to finish up and we'll set off together. All right?
Wait, you want me to come with you?
Of course. We're heading west too. And traveling as a group is always safer. What do you say?
I'm worried about Jean.
I can't. I'm sorry.
I had a feeling you'd say that. Let's continue our talk in private. I won't try to change your mind. But there's something you should know about them. And it could save Innu lives.
Huh?
Je pars dire adieu à notre ami. Je reviens bientôt.
We'll come back later. Ch1+2. Ch1+2. Compassionate, wise, and good humoured. He honest laughed, a smile that feels as familiar to me as a lifelong friend's, and yet something about him fills me with unease. Yeah. I trust his intentions are good, that he does this for Wendat's sake, just as he claims, but he wears the white man's clothes and speaks their tongue with such ease. He often feels more like a stranger than the outsiders themselves. Not just a person bridging the gap between cultures, but a person who's been irreparably transformed by the changes said bridging has wrought. I wonder if that's why his eyes always seem to hide such a quiet, lonely sadness. Interpreter. He also served as diplomats, acting as guides. One of the colonists' best known interpreter was Etienne Brûlé, a French trader who spent the majority of his adult life among the Wendat people, eventually being welcomed into their confederacy as an official member. That said, the region's first interpreters were mainly indigenous and not necessarily by choice. Wonderful! Early French expeditions resulted in multiple abductions, with prisoners tasked to learn French and assist colonization efforts by means of translation. Others learned the language as a necessity. Oops. I was reading that and I accidentally hit a button that I didn't mean to hit. To guarantee fair compensation during abusive trades or broker military protection agreements. Yeah, I'm thinking this would not be a good game for French Week, considering it's basically like how French people came over and destroyed indigenous cultures. But, you know, this is history. This happened.
So, what's this something I need to know?
Got your attention, eh? Let me ask you something. Why would you rather travel by yourself than be near their kind?
Those people,
Why does that make me
their
more
actions make
trusting?
no sense, and that scares me.
Well, once you learn some French and get to know them a little.
I don't want to get to know them. What the poacher did to that wolf should never make sense. Not to anyone. And I'm afraid getting to know them could somehow make me think it does.
My name, Ch1+2. It means he who stands tall. Always liked that name. Made me believe I could weather anything for my people's sake. But they just call me Ch1.
Do they have trouble pronouncing your full name?
That's part of the reason, probably. But see, the thing is, other Wendat call me Ch1 too nowadays.
Your own... Why?
Because I preach my people's values while wearing a white man's skin. Some see that as a dangerous compromise.
Then I'm not surprised they call you that. You chose to work with those outsiders.
Things are a little more complicated than that. Us Wendat were once tens of thousands strong, thriving through alliances with other nations. We thought white men should be such allies to help us grow and fight back Haudenosaunee. But their greed caused plagues and famines. destroyed nations and families,
I knew I was pronouncing that
brothers
one wrong.
and sisters. The ones in black robes did even worse. That's why many Wendat loathe the fact that we still work with them. But we do it to survive.
I get it now. You're not submitting to them, you're adapting to them.
That's not what I was trying to do, but never mind.
That's right. Guiding, translating, promoting commerce. It lets me keep avarice in check and fur trades fair, all while preserving Wendat values. Not a perfect solution, obviously, but it lets me stand tall for my people. And I'd rather struggle doing that than suffer doing nothing. It's easy to let fear get the better of us when it comes to them. But sometimes protecting our people means learning to understand, not learning to fight. Be sure to remember that once you find this poacher.
Question his idealism, because we are not
Do those
trusting.
feelings go away once you learn to understand them?
I'm not sure yet, but I don't think uncertainty should stop us from trying.
Naive. Well, I mean, you know, this just
That
proves
said,
that I am, but
There is one exception.
A necklace?
The men in black robes I mentioned before. They all wear crosses like these.
yep, religion is a
And
problem.
I'm not sure they can be understood. Best keep away from anyone bearing that symbol.
But what if this belongs to the fur thief?
Then you'd best take it with you, in case it helps you find it. And
It's the rosary of
you need to
Jean.
be very careful, my gun. The person you're pursuing may be more dangerous than you realize.
One week later, somewhere in the heart of Nouvelle-France's wilderness.
I learned two things from traveling with Pierre. First is that he wasn't exactly a good man.
No.
Second is that it didn't take a good man to be a good teacher.
What's the holdup?
I found supper. See? Chanterelle. If only we had butter, we could...
Those ain't chanterelles. You see that glow? That means they're toxic. So don't eat them, unless you want to beg God to end the bloodiest runs of your life.
Oh, how did you learn that?
Personal experience. Anyway, come on. I think there's a good place to set up camp ahead.
Jack-o'-lantern mushrooms. Can't believe these horrible things look identical to chanterelle. Back when I was very young, my parents were alive, food was scarce, but the woods next to the farm were teeming with mushrooms. And whether I went foraging, finding a bunch of chanterelle felt more magical than a hold of jewels. Also known as Omphilatos illudinans, jack-o'-lantern mushrooms are vivid orange fungi that typically grow along tree bark, named for their bioluminescent properties. Mushrooms' gills emit a dull green glow when exposed to darkness. They do so for up to 60 hours after being picked. It's meant to attract nocturnal insects who then disperse the spores across larger surface areas for more mushrooms to grow. They aren't recommended for human consumption as they contain toxins known to induce cramps, vomiting, bloated diarrhea, or worse. They are not inherently lethal. Complications of these side effects can sometimes lead to death. Ironically, medical researchers have determined these toxins to have considerable antibacterial properties, which could potentially be refined into alternate cancer treatments. You know, nature. It is, you know, a bit of a, you know, it provides. Can we stop and pet the puppy?
Why are all these trees rotting?
Yeah, this should do. What do you think, boy? You like this spot? Yeah, of course you do.
What a day. How much longer till Quebec?
At this rate, 2 more weeks, maybe a month.
I pray to Christ himself and God our Father.
I made one decision and now apparently I'm a
By your
zealot.
grace, give us eternal encouragement and good hope. Strengthen
Why do you
our...
keep doing that?
Excuse me?
You know how to read, don't you? So why is it you never open that Bible?
There we go.
I don't
Little
want
bit.
to read it, Pierre. I just need a substitute for the rosary I lost. And this is all I have.
Oh, bullshit. Girl like you'd get her knuckles whipped raw just for touching that book back in France. Now you've got a golden opportunity to read
Probably
it cover
wet
to
and
cover,
waterlogged.
and you don't even care.
Well, maybe I'm a little curious, but it's still sacrilege for women to read this. And no matter how inspiring God's words are, they aren't worth sinning over, are they?
Only one way to find out, ain't there? Anyway, enough dawdling. We ain't done the day yet. I'll hack us some firewood. You get us birch branches for kindling. Should be some over there.
You want me to go alone? I can't. I need you to...
Jesus Christ, Jen. Just because we made a deal doesn't make me a goddamn butler. So, either get your shit together and learn to pull your weight, or piss off.
He's not
I'm
very
making
nice.
myself clear.
I want to pet the puppy.
Yes, sir.
Good.
I want to pet the puppy. I want to pet the puppy. I want to pet the puppy. Gonna soak.
Can't believe the way Pierre treats me sometimes. And what's with him trying to make me read the Bible? Sure, it's tempting, but...
I'm literally just following the dog like the dog knows what I'm looking for. Come on, Captain.
My feet are killing me. I need a break. Might as well finish my prayer. I pray
Puppy.
to Christ himself and God, our Father who loved us. By your grace, give us... It really is quiet out here. Maybe I can take one look. Just to make sure he hears me.
Seeking faith is not a sin. Right. Liberating. Excellent. I don't want to be dogmatic or zealous. How did this book not get waterlogged? and
Fear
fall
thou
apart?
not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. This is a sign. He really is watching over me. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. We better
Now
hurry.
can I pet the puppy?
He'll throw a fit if he finishes before we do.
Oh, look,
You should
there's
do the
a
trick.
little pile of sticks.
Hey, you done yet?
Almost! Come on, boy. Let's head back before he...
Whoa.
Don, you okay?
I'm fine! I just... I'll have to look for another way back!
Make it quick. Don't like the looks of this.
Because the winter spirit's chasing you because you bloody well
It's so cold all of a sudden.
sacrilegious.
Hey! Wait up!
Oh, sorry. The cold made me sneeze. No.
Boy? Frozen solid. How is that even possible?
You shouldn't kill for profit. You're killing an animal, then it should be to survive, not to make money.
Capitaine! Can you hear me? Oh God! Capitaine! Is that you? Pierre! Pierre!
Christ, there you are. The hell happened out there?
I don't know. All of a sudden there was this mist and...
Shit, it didn't follow me.
Follow? What do you mean?
You need to run. Fast and far as you can. Hide somewhere and wait. I'll find
But
you.
what about...
There's no time. Either jump or I push you. Now, woman!
Wee, wee, wee.
Hey! Wait for me!
I want to pet the puppy.
Lord, I beg of you. You can't let me die. Oh no!
I felt that. I felt that. Oh look, that's the end of the episode. We will be leaving it there. Cash Pishkal. Crown me brittle by autumn hoarfrost. We don't have any new things, but yeah, we had Jean and Micah. And that was the first 2 episodes of Two Falls. So pretty. Nishu Takuashina. No, we got 2 achievements of the 12. We did not get to pet the puppy yet. There are 7 episodes. Yeah, thank you to the developer and publisher, who are the same people, Unreliable Narrators, for the code for this one. I've really enjoyed that. We are going to take a short break while I switch games, so don't go anywhere. But yeah, that one feels very worthwhile. I don't know if I said the price actually. It's £18.74 or $24.99 on Xbox. Possibly slightly cheaper on Steam. Never quite sure, but I read the Xbox prices out. And yeah, I feel like it's, you know, definitely worth an investment to appreciate the perspective of what effect colonization had on North America and the indigenous peoples therein. So hold on to your hats. I'm not going anywhere except into the break, but I want to just nicely sandwich this part of the stream